Okay, for this assignment, we have to identify the major debates within international relations and why do the debates often linger on without any clear winner emerging. There's four major debates within international relations. The first one was the utopian liberalism and realism. The second of all was the traditional approaches and behavioralist approaches. The third one was the neoliberalism and neorealism, which is often compared to the neo-Marxism, which is like a complete opposite to the neoliberalism and neorealism, and it all often focuses on a capitalist world system and on dependency on underdeveloped countries. Okay, it involves as well the alternative approaches, which are identified as post-positivist alternatives. Okay, so the main reason why debates often linger is because there's not just one perspective on how this could be seen, as well as the circumstances. The circumstances were different in World War I, and they were different to the ones compared to World War II. It all depends on what perspective and like the background that the scholar has on his record, and that's how they can have a different and a clearer decision on whether on each of the debates. That's why, because there's a bunch of different perceptions on the topics. The established theoretical traditions in international relations are realism, liberalism, international society, and international political economy. Each theoretical tradition are currently actively employed in the discipline today, and that's why they can be seen as established, because they're there. They're permanently there. International relations was strongly influenced by liberalism, and we get to this conclusion because there were several factors that must be considered, such as the U.S. drawn into war in 1917 for World War I, the U.S. President Woodrow Wilson, which his mission was to bring a liberal democratic value to Europe and the rest of the world and making the world a safe for democracy. And the liberal way of thinking had a solid political backing from the most powerful state in the international system at the time. So they had all the support from the most powerful states in the world. Okay. And if you see seen over the long term, realism is the dominant theoretical tradition in international relations, and why. It became dominant because several scholars debated that liberalism profoundly misread the facts of history and misunderstood the nature of international relations. According to Carr, a well-known scholar, the correct starting point is the opposite one. We should assume that there are profound conflicts of interest both between countries and between people. It focused mainly on power politics, security, aggression, conflict, and war. It became the dominant way of thinking about international relations for scholars, politicians, and diplomats. And why do scholars adopt path theories? I believe that they just go to the one they prefer, the one that they believe in, and it also depends on the area of expertise. Since the theories are not always black and white, there's also like the grayish zone that they always tend to study the one they feel most comfortable about with. And for what I've read, I could say that my own theoretical preference would be a realist one.